The smell of popcorn mixes with the echoes of yesteryear and wafts its way through the oldest gym in Indiana. The Cave is 95 years old, and it is rocking tonight for these two rivals as Penn faces Mishawaka on the 46th game of the week. And how you doing, everybody? Between the Hall of Famers, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby, and it's great to have you with us for what should be an exciting night of NIC basketball on TV 46. The Penn Kingsmen have taken their knocks for the last couple of years, but the young men who have been part of the program have been building towards this year. It's here, and they're enjoying it.
And you can tell they're enjoying it because Al Rhodes is enjoying it. He's got round pegs and round holes this year. Square pegs and square holes. Everybody is where they need to be. He's got a team with some size inside. Applegate's a terrific scorer, defender, rebounder. He's got Lutz in that transition game who's jet quick. He's got people who can score. He's got people who can rebound. This is a very good team, and Al Rhodes very happy that the work they put in has culminated in a really good team this year.
Meanwhile, Mishawaka comes in with a record of 7-5. They have won 4 of their last 5. The one thing that's been consistent for the Cavemen this year has been their defense, and that's a good thing because their offense has not been.
It really hasn't been, and what Coach Chiklinski has are a lot of good athletes, a lot of carryovers from the football field, as a matter of fact. But Sam Shively can throw a halfback pass or throw a pass downfield, but he has trouble shooting the ball for a high consistency. You got Grant Jablonski, who's a good defensive back, giving it all he has. They're giving all they have. They don't have those pure basketball players. I got some young guys in the program. They're coming along. Ron's working them really hard, but it's going to be a real test tonight against Penn.
Bo Hunt on the sidelines with us again tonight. And Bo, we've been to Penn Mishawaka games a lot over the years. But one thing I haven't seen a lot of, last year, February, Mishawaka goes to Penn on the basketball court and beats them. In the springtime, in baseball, they beat them in the regional. In the fall, they beat Penn in football, and that's got to just get under the skin of the Kingsmen, doesn't it?
Oh, I'm sure it does, and I think that's one of the biggest things tonight that they're talking about. It's not just this game and the community and everything. It's about Mishawaka being that thorn in the side of Penn and saying, hey, we're here. You can't just walk all over us all the time. We're going to get some wins. We're going to win some games. Even if we're not predicted to win, like tonight, we're going to come out and we're going to play our game.
But can they do it tonight in front of a raucous crowd at the Cave? It's Penn and Mishawaka, and the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win are next on the 46th game of the week.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Game of the Week, brought to you by Thor Industries, Teachers Credit Union, Bill's Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, IU South Bend, Electrical Workers Local 153, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you by the Jordan Auto Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Hardly going to be a stress-free night inside the Cave in Mishawaka. The crowd still filling in for this one as we get ready for 11-2 Penn against 7-5 Mishawaka. Time now to look at our keys to win, brought to you by the aforementioned Jordan Auto Group. And when you take a look at the Penn Kingsmen, so many weapons, but really the guy that really makes them go is point guard Drew Lutz. 6'1" senior, averaging over 20 points a game. Al Rhodes calls him one of the best point guards in the state of Indiana, and Al's not one to throw around praise like that all that often. He gets a lot of help from Noah Applegate. The 6'6" senior is averaging almost 20 points a game to go with 7 rebounds, and he needs just 25 points tonight to break the Penn all-time school scoring record, which has been held for 55 years. The keys to win for Al Rhodes and the Kingsmen.
Well, Al knows that his team needs to limit the errors. The only time they struggled this year, they could look in the mirror and find their enemy, and that's when they didn't take care of the basketball. Rebounding intensity is going to be really important tonight, and the transition tempo. They want to push the ball. They want to get it up and down the floor, and nobody knows how to do that better than Al Rhodes. He's in his 11th year at Penn. He's in his 38th year as a head coach with over 600 wins, and he's got his team ready to go tonight, ready for a good performance against Mishawaka.
It is, and we've been improving. I've been very happy with our play of late. We've been a strong offensive team all year. You know, I think we average about 75 points a game. Our points per possession is consistently high. It just depends on how we play defense and how we rebound, you know, what the result of games have come out to be. So we hope to play good defense tonight, and we hope to rebound well.
For Mishawaka, a team that is not exactly loaded with offense, but they do have some key players. And as Bob mentioned in the preview, you see these guys a lot during football season. Sam Shively was an all-NIC quarterback in football. He's committed to play baseball at Taylor, but he has also been an important cog in the offense. The 5'9" senior, only scoring about 4.5 points a game, but he leads the team in assists. When they look for scoring, they look to Grant Jablonski, another 5'9" senior who can light it up from outside the arc. He had 6 threes in their win over Jimtown, scoring 12.5 points a game. 5'9" senior. Keys to win for the Cavemen.
Well, just like Al Rhodes wants his team to get out in transition, they've got to stop the ball. They've got to stop that transition opportunity for Penn. They also need to find the Penn shooters. They know who they are. They've been identified. They just got to get out on them, and they want to be one and done on the boards. They got to limit Penn to 1 shot per possession. Ron Hecklinski, a real veteran. He's won 389 games in his 27 years as head coach. He's in his 2nd year at Mishawaka, ready for this challenge tonight against Penn.
We're 7-5 right now. I think we've probably won the games we should have won, and in the games that were maybe 50-50 games, we've come up a little short. We're trying to find some chemistry. We've probably played 12 games, and I probably had 10 different starting lineups. So it's one of those years where we didn't have a lot of players coming back. We lost 7 seniors last year. Now we're just trying to find some chemistry and get rolling a little bit.
But will Ron Hecklinski's team have reason to toot its horn tonight? Can they get the upset of the Kingsmen? It's Penn and Mishawaka. Those have been the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win. The tip-off is next on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Thor Industries, the world's largest RV manufacturer. What a great job Bugsy Hecklinski did with the national anthem tonight, and his proud papa, Ron, giving him a big hug afterwards. And why not? I know Lorraine Hecklinski, watching over at Tanglewood Trace tonight, has got to love that. Lorraine, your grandson was stellar with the anthem tonight. Hopefully your son can coach a pretty good game tonight, too. He's got a challenge with this Penn team coming in. The starting lineups being introduced here at the Cave. Bob Nagle has them.
Here are the lineups for the Penn Kingsmen. And again, this is a lineup they're very comfortable with over the year. Carter Hickey starts to the guard. He's a 5'10 junior. He wears number 10. The starting lineups for Penn and Mishawaka both being brought to you tonight by Bub Funeral Chapel. Also for Penn, number 11, Drew Lutz, is a 6'1 senior guard. Number 21 is Bo Ludwig, a 6'2 senior. He's at a forward. Noah Applegate, number 30, 6'6 senior, is a forward. And Keegan Hoskins, also listed on Al's roster as a forward. He's number 33, he's a 6'6 senior. For the Mishawaka Cavemen, Sam Shively will start at a guard, 6'1 senior. Also at a guard will be C.J. Fisher. He wears number 10, he's a 6'1 senior. And Grant Jablonski, a 5'9 senior, now wears number 12. He'll be at a guard. Donovan Snyder is a forward. He's a 5'10 senior. And starting in that lineup for Mishawaka tonight, another forward is Brayshawn White. He wears number 44 tonight for Mishawaka. He's a 6'3" senior. So a little bit of a change in that lineup tonight for the Mishawaka Cavemen. And Chuck, I think Ron Hecklinski wanted to keep a license to change what he needed to change and try to get the best matchup.
Ron told me before the game, this is the 13th game they've had this year. This will be about the 11th different starting lineup. It's a rich series history. This will be the 71st meeting between the Kingsmen and the Cavemen on the hardwood. Penn leads the series 49-21. The first meeting held way back in 1962. And even though Mishawaka won in the regular season last year, Penn got vengeance in the sectional and beat them 52-48. The Mishawaka students having a whiteout tonight, very similar to what we might be seeing outside the cave. The snow coming down pretty good on a night where the temperature is in the single digits, but it is toasty warm inside here. It's an Indianapolis-based officiating crew tonight. Del Asher working with Bill Forehand and Sean West. And we are just about ready for basketball inside the oldest gym in the state of Indiana. 95 years young is the Cave, and it looks terrific.
Pretty good crowd on hand. The Mishawaka band is here performing, and a lot of energy. Penn won the JV game. Got everybody stoked up here tonight, and we're ready to go. And here to call the action is my partner, Chuck Freebie.
Mishawaka in the white, Penn in the black, and the Cavemen win the tip and then go over and back. First turnover of the game goes to Mishawaka. Brayshawn White in his hurry to get it to a guard. Threw it into the backcourt.
Good hustle to get the ball in the first place, but then in his eagerness to get it to the backcourt, good turnover.
The Hall of Famer Al Rhodes looking on as Drew Lutz handles the ball for the 11-2 Kingsmen, who score 76 points a game, and they go to the hoop quickly but come up empty. Here comes Mishawaka, 7-5. Jablonski raced down the floor and then takes it back outside. White down the foul line. Kicks it back outside, C.J. Fisher. Now Jablonski, the leading scorer on the team, gives it to Donovan Snyder, and everybody's had a touch for the Cave. Sam Shively handles things up top. The quarterback from the football team almost didn't come out for basketball this year, and then realized how much he missed it, and came back and joined the team, and has been a welcome addition. Fisher, down low, Brayshawn White. White goes up strong and scores. The 6'3" senior's only averaging 3 points a game, but he gives Mishawaka an early lead. Out in the corner for three, it's missed by Carter Hickey, and the rebound comes to Fisher and Mishawaka.
Good work in there by C.J. Fisher to get that rebound.
That's Jablonski outside. Now he gives it to White. Fisher wanted to drive the lane and was shut off. Jablonski, deep three, can't find the mark, and Applegate a rebound. Get used to that. Lutz, a beautiful pass down low to Hickey. Good ball movement by the Kingsmen, results in a bucket by Bo Ludwig. And the 6'2" senior, averaging 12 a game, gets 10 on the board. We're tied at 2.
Got shooters, they've got ball handlers, they've got size. It's a nice combination when you're playing basketball.
I would expect Mishawaka to be somewhat deliberate tonight, try to hold down the pace of this game. Fisher shut off by Huskins, and so the Cavemen reset. Now Fisher gets open down on the block, loses the handle, and Penn gets... Well, they don't. Fisher with great hustle to get the ball, and then gets fouled by Keegan Hoskins.
Pretty good hustle in there by Fisher. Again, Chuck, one of the things about the Mishawaka players, Fisher knows that he's in there because he doesn't hurt you. He's not going to light it up. He's not going to score 25 points for tonight, but you got to know your roles and keep handling the basketball and doing good things.
Mishawaka got away with a bad pass. Snyder goes in and travels. So Donovan Snyder, a 5'10" junior, called for the steps. And Mishawaka looking as though they expected a foul to be called there. Instead, they'll offer some token full court pressure and pull back. Bo Ludwig. Now Carter Hickey. You'll hear a lot of these names a lot. Penn does not have a ton of depth, and they make a turnover there as Fisher gets the steal. Nice pass from Shively to Snyder. Shively for three. It's short, the rebound to Applegate. And here come the Kingsmen. Tied at 2. We've played almost 3 minutes first quarter. Drew Lutz headed to Bethel College, goes down the lane and gets hammered by Brayshawn White.
So quick, he just explodes into the offensive territory.
Ron Heklinski had a lot of praise for Lutz this week at practice, didn't he?
Sure did. And so did Al Rhodes. I mean, how comfortable is it to have a guy that you know can lead the transition, can score the basketball, plays really good defense, good basketball player.
79% foul shooter on the year, gets his first point of the night. Drew, a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes at Penn High School. Starts each day with scripture. On game day, he'll tweet that scripture out and then turns off the social media. so that he can focus on basketball. The rebound comes down to Brayshawn White. Very nice article by Tom Noy yesterday in the South Bend Tribune about Drew Lutz. C.J. Fisher.
Was that Shively with a handoff?
Running the option. Keith Kinder smiles somewhere.
Did a great job in that Mishawaka football team this year.
Cavemen making it all the way to semi-state in football. Of course, Shively committed to play baseball. He'll go to Taylor University. Brayshawn White put the ball on the floor and then went right down the lane for two. He went right around Hoskins. Meanwhile, Applegate at the other end comes up empty, but the ball knocked out of bounds by Mishawaka. Penn will retain possession, and Al Rhodes holds up a play from the sideline. The Hall of Famer with 606 career wins in his 38th year overall. Drew Lutz down the lane, puts it up with the left hand and draws contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Ron Heklinski sees the call on Brayshawn White and realizes his big man has two. Heklinski wanted a push-off call on Lutz, and it wasn't happening.
I think maybe he thought the foul might be called on Sam Shively.
And probably should have been, but instead, Lutz at the line, now 2 out of 3 for the night. He is committed to play at Bethel. Just about the whole family has been there. Ryan is there now. His sister Ashley played there. His parents were high school stars up in White Pigeon. Lutz hits them both. And Penn takes a 5-4 lead. Full court pressure from the Kingsmen to try to ratchet up the tempo. Snyder. White in the corner, down the lane for two. Boy, I love watching the way this young man has driven to the hole in the first quarter.
A couple of nice adjustments in that Mishawaka starting lineup tonight.
White with all 6 for the Cavemen. And they're up by 1. Applegate got the ball down on the block. You can't let that happen. White defended him well. Shively up the floor to Fisher. Fisher wanted the cutter, instead goes back outside to Shively. Cavemen knocking off Penn last year at the Palace. First time they've beaten them in basketball in quite some time. And that gives them some confidence coming into this one tonight. Jablonski for 3. It's sponsored by Bub Funeral Chapel. Grant Jablonski with his 29th three-pointer of the year. Mishawaka with its biggest lead.
Came really close to being a 4-point play. A little bit of contact at the end of the shot.
Ludwig for 3. And he gets it. It's sponsored by Bub Funeral Chapel. Bo Ludwig headed to Holy Cross College next year, has 5 of the 8 for the Kingsmen. Shively kicks it outside. Oh, Jablonski wanted to pull the trigger. Instead, Snyder will. Misfires. Lutz has the rebound, and here are the Kingsmen on the run. Look at the move by Lutz, but he couldn't hit it, and then a blocking foul called on Jablonski. We'll want to get another look at that one on the 46 Sports replay.
Ron Heklinski didn't care much for that call.
Well, he had, I believe, reason to, Bob. That was not much of a contact.
Official just took a minute to talk to Grant Jablonski and said, you got to keep that number squared to the player, and he didn't, and he said that's why he got the call.
So Lutz at the foul line again. He's been there more than any Kingsman this year, and you can kind of see why in the first quarter. As Mishawaka goes to the bench, Devon Parker and Alex Boggs check in. And they'll take the place of Fisher and White.
That's the original starting 5 that we were given earlier this week. So Coach Ron made a nice choice to start the ball game. Got a good play out of Fisher, and certainly good play out of Brayshawn White.
Lutz with all 5 of his points at the foul line. Penn back in front. Cavemen trying to get across the 10-second line, and they do. Parker got out of the trap. Jablonski lost the handle. That'll allow Ludwig to go down and get the missed layup. Lutz follows with a deuce himself.
That was a pass, wasn't it?
Ludwig will try to tell you that. 12-9 Kingsman, 2 minutes left first quarter. And you can get the sense of how Penn can ratchet up the tempo of the game here.
Caveman got to stay patient.
Shively eyeballing things, finds Snyder outside. And a foul called against Bo Ludwig as he gets too much of Jablonski.
Tried to fight through that screen that time. Hey, we want to thank Culver's of Mishawaka for feeding our production crew tonight. Make sure you stop by Culver's of Mishawaka for their fabulous made-to-order burgers, and for a limited time, they have sweet potato fries. Culver's of Mishawaka, proud supporter of high school sports, and wishes the Mishawaka team good luck in the game tonight. Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
Culver's is our four-quarter sponsor tonight, so they bring you this first quarter tonight. Parker was trying to go down low and couldn't get the pass there as it was kicked away from Boggs. You see the score on our Thor Industries scoreboard at the bottom of your screen. Penn by 3 with 86 seconds left first quarter. Shively triggers to Parker, but he saw too many big guys in the lane. Shively, again, didn't want to try to take the 3 over Applegate, and then a blocking foul on Drew Lutz.
His first. Folks, the 2019 Pulse FM Downtown Summer Series just a few months away. On Wednesday, February 13th at 10 a.m. to Thursday, February 14th, the Morris box office will be open for you to purchase your special Valentine, the hottest tickets in Christian music. Pulse FM's Downtown Summer Series tickets will be available for a limited time. Visit the website, morriscenter.org.
Jablonski nearly traveled. Instead, he lays it up, no good. Parker the rebound. But a steal by Lutz. And Drew goes all the way, missed the layup. Here comes Snyder and the Caveman the other way. Jablonski past Ludwig, and that's goaltending on Applegate. The two student athletes you'll meet at halftime combining on that play as Jablonski puts it up and Applegate knocks it off the rim. So score the bucket for Jablonski, who now has 5.
We got ourselves a one-point ball game, partner. What we were hoping for, a good competitive game.
Drew Lutz directing traffic. And Applegate was trying to post up. They had a mismatch down there size-wise with Shively trying to guard Applegate.
They're going to get that usually on every possession at some time if they just keep looking for it, because Mishawaka, good athletes, but again, not a whole lot of size out there.
C.J. Fisher checks in. He doesn't have a bunch of size either, but he'll take the place of Shively. And now Fisher, who's at least 6 foot, will try to guard Applegate.
He and Shively are both listed as 6'1" on their roster, and I said, I don't think I've ever seen either one of them 6'1".
Lutz hits the 3. It's sponsored by Bub Funeral Chapel. Drew with 10 in the first quarter. Parker clearing out room and then hits the deuce. Devon Parker's first basket of the night for the 5'11" sophomore. Waning seconds of quarter number 1.
Penn with 2 players on the board, Mishawaka with 3. Both teams have 5 players who are taking a shot.
Lutz, and he gets the blocking foul called against Donovan Snyder. And one thing that you have to adjust to as a player, Bob, is how the game is being called. And so far, you got to take notes. Every foul has been a defensive foul. There has not been a charge called yet.
Well, you got it exactly right, Chuck. It's a big part of the game. You got to really adjust to. Oh, there's a nice block.
Boggs says, get that shot out of here as the first quarter comes to an end. End-to-end action at the Cave. If you went spelunking for a good one, you found it here in Mishawaka tonight. The Cavemen trail number 11 Penn by just a deuce after 1 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by IU South Bend, fulfilling the promise. We always promise you sideline reports. Bo Hunt does that each and every week for us. It's sponsored by Bill's Heating and Bo. what a first quarter here inside the cave. Your analysis of it.
Yeah, what a great first quarter. I think one of the biggest things with Mishawaka was they were able to control that tempo. And that's really one of the things we looked at last week. Fairfield was able to control the tempo against Westview and really stay in the game the whole first half. We'll see if Mishawaka can keep this up. The biggest thing was Brayshawn White getting those 2 fouls. Mishawaka has 5 fouls in that first quarter, so we'll see where that foul situation happens to them here in the second quarter, guys.
When you take a look at Mishawaka over the course of the season, as you see Ron Heklinski on the Caveman bench, they're averaging 51 points a game, so 13 1/4 is right at where you would expect them to be.
The numbers through the first quarter, Penn hit 4 out of 10 from the field, but they were 5 out of 6 from the free throw line. Mishawaka didn't get to the charity stripe, but they hit 6 out of 10 from the field, 1 out of 3 from three-point range. Penn from the three-point range, 2 out of 3.
Penn starts with the ball, but the clock was never rolling, so that's why the clock never got set before the quarter began.
That was the fastest second quarter I've ever. We got it reset now to 8 minutes.
Al Rhodes trying to find out why the officials blew the whistle, did not realize that the clock was not moving, and looks rather contemptuously back out onto the floor.
Well, you have to.
Lutz handles the ball up top. Now Ludwig and Applegate as they get the 3-man weave going, and Applegate could not finish, but Hoskins puts it up, and they call an offensive foul on Penn. They'll call it on Hoskins for a push-off on the rebound.
2 on Keegan Hoskins. Boy, good look inside there for Applegate, just couldn't finish.
So Al Rhodes calls a timeout, and we'll take one as well. 7:45 to go in the first half. Penn by a bucket on 46. This edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. And boy, you want Bill's Heating on your side this week.
Yeah, I have Bill's Heating in my car. Boy, I tell you what, a guy could have a little bit of an industry tonight. Go out and offer to warm up your car for $5. You can make a ton.
Speaking of industries, one of our fine sponsors.
Imaginary Finishing Technologies continues to be the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. The team at IFT is proud of their efforts, setting the standard for research and development. IFT and the teams in this game are working toward the same goal, and that is a great finish.
So Mishawaka with the ball, trailing by 2 early second quarter. And Penn offering full court pressure here. Cavemen have been rattled a little bit by it, have not had a bunch of turnovers yet, and Parker on the baseline, short on the jumper. Here come the Kingsmen the other way. Derek Durda into the game now, gets the rebound for Penn. Ludwig traveled. The feet were going like a Flintstones car.
First turnover on Penn. Mishawaka's had 3 of them. Mishawaka leading on the boards 5-3 early on.
Mishawaka moving the ball around, and they get it to Parker outside. Jablonski to Shively. Caveman really spreading out this Penn defense and making them come chase.
Penn does a good job of getting around, but a ball fake can be very effective.
Durda blocks the Shively shot. At the other end, Ludwig for 3. It's sponsored by Above Funeral Chapel. Bo Ludwig with 8 points tonight. Between Lutz and Ludwig, they have all the points for the Kingsmen. Can Applegate change that? No, not that time. But the rebound up no good. Durda puts it in. Derek Durda with his first basket of the night. And the transfer from St. Joe has Ron Heklinski calling timeout. 6:30 to go first half. Penn by a touchdown, dare we say, on 46. This edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making our community brighter.
Well, a good thing to do when it's so cold outside is to stay inside and enjoy yourself. You're ready for a night of bowling for up to 6 friends with an incredible deal from Super Savings Social and Chippewa Bowl. Then this $34.99 value for just $17.50 is just for you. The deal consists of 2 hours of unlimited bowling, 1 large topping delicious hot pizza, and a picture of your favorite refreshment, all for $17.50. Get pizza, pop, and pins from Chippewa Bowl and supersavingssocial.com.
Jablonski for 3, off the mark. Here come the Kingsmen running up the floor. Lutz will hold on to it up top as Penn resets the play.
Rebound's even now.
And it's a pretty good play. Durda underneath for the bucket and the bump. So Derek Durda coming off the bench. He has been the top energy guy for the Kingsmen coming off the bench this year, and he has given them a lift offensively here tonight. Rayshawn White will come back in, even though he's got 2 fouls, as Ron Heklinski feels this one slipping away. Durda only a 47% free throw shooter, but you would have never known on that stroke.
Well, he's on TV 46. His dad was a great player at South Penn St. Joseph High School.
10-point lead now for Penn. Ball knocked out of bounds by Carter Hickey, and Mishawaka retains possession.
We check a lot of times when the team's moving as much as Penn's moving on defense, a ball fake can send them moving a little bit too much.
Jablonski tried to kick it down low, but Lutz knocked it out of the hands of the Cavemen, and now a tie-up for the loose ball underneath between Ludwig and Jablonski, and on the alternating possession, it goes to Mishawaka.
Coach Al Rhodes liking the effort of his team defensively out there.
A couple of good hustle plays by the Cavemen tonight on loose balls down on the floor. Oh, look at Rayshawn White get open underneath, and he puts it in. He's got 8.
One of the things I liked about Penn's defense there, when they were beat, when the ball got down low, they didn't commit a silly foul. They just come down and play basketball.
Hickey answers with a 3, sponsored by Bub Funeral Chapel. The 4th 3 for the Kingsmen in the first half. Jablonski short, but there's White with the putback. White in double figures now with 10. A very good touch around the hoop.
Big offensive board that time.
Applegate tied up by Shively. Alternating possession goes to Penn.
Folks, the caring and experienced professionals at Bub Funeral Chapel offer a range of personalized services. They have the ability to meet your every need, all under one roof. For more information, call them at 574-255-3126 or visit them at bubfuneralchapel.com. Bub Funeral Chapel, here for your family, and a proud supporter of Penn and Mishawaka High School.
Ludwig on the baseline for 2, and Bo Ludwig with 10 points already in this one. Mishawaka trailing by 11. Here's Parker, blocked by Applegate, and the rebound to Penn. Lutz ahead to Hickey. Back to Lutz for 3. Not that time, and Brayshawn White gets the rebound. Everything seems to be in rhythm right now for Penn, and Mishawaka has not been able to disrupt that rhythm too much. Shively tries to answer, but the 3 rattles out. Applegate kicks the rebound out to Lutz. He'll go by Coastal. Come up empty, but there's Durda again on the offensive glass. And right now, Penn using that size on the offensive glass to really wreak havoc against Mishawaka.
Durda's a nice fellow to bring in off the bench, isn't he?
He's tied his career high already with 7, and Mishawaka makes another turnover.
6 turnovers for Cavemen.
Caleb Williams will check in. Devon Parker checks out. Lutz signals the play as he crosses the timeline. Hickey nearly shuffled the feet. Ludwig pull-up jumper. He is on fire tonight. Bo Ludwig with 12. Snyder nearly got caught shuffling the feet. Ball goes off of Williams, and Snyder has to recover it. Then he loses the handle. And White got tackled down on the floor. They call the foul on Noah Applegate, his first. And that's the 5th on Penn.
Mishawaka needs a couple of buckets here.
Well, Williams just bunny hops.
Got a little pressure on his back, caused him to move just enough.
The freshman was open, and then I think he was shocked how open he was.
7 turnovers for Mishawaka, just 1 for Penn. Penn gets a quality look every time down the floor.
That's because they have a quality point guard in Lutz directing the attack. Applegate wants the ball down on the block. He's had a frustrating night and ends the frustration. Timeout, Mishawaka. And you'll get another look at Noah Applegate with the flush. The Hillsdale commit said, I've had just about all I can take. I can't take no more.
2-point game at the end of the first quarter, and Penn has blown it up at 34-17. They've doubled them up. Coach Teachers Credit Union understands the importance of growing your future. Whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business, Teachers Credit Union is here for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit tcunet.com to start growing your future today. Federally insured by the NCUA, they are an equal housing opportunity lender.
Next week, we begin the postseason on the girls' side, and we'll go over to Middlebury and bring you a sectional semifinal. Concord has the bye, so we know Cassie Cepeda's Minutemen will be in it. Who will they play? Last night, Plymouth beat Northridge by a deuce in a dandy down in Marshall County. But they'll play Tuesday night in Middlebury, and the winner of that one plays Concord Friday night 11, Saturday morning at 9 on your home for the IHSA Tournament, TV 46. Penn doubling up Mishawaka, 34-17. And the Cavemen have to try to find a way to solve this 2-3 zone by Penn.
Zone always invites good outside shooting.
Oh, White got away with a stiff arm that would make Keith Kinder smile, but he couldn't hit the shot.
He sure did.
Lutz with a bullet pass to Durda, and then Durda has it thrown away.
Well, I love what Durda's done out the bench for Penn. I love what Brayshawn White did being inserted in that starting lineup.
Ball tipped away by Durda, but into the hands of the Cavemen. Good pass to Williams in the corner, but he can't hit the three. And Applegate another rebound. He's had about a half dozen here in the first half.
We talked about how Mishawaka wanted it to be one and done for Penn. That's what they're doing to Mishawaka.
Lutz wanted a screen. Now Ludwig, the pull-up jumper. Man, has he got a stroke going tonight. He's a big Jimmy Butler fan. It's been Bo buckets tonight. He's got 14.
He's only 6 out of 8 from the field, though.
Well, nobody's perfect. Jablonski for 3. That's off the mark. Look who's there for another carom.
A good-looking shot. It just won't go.
And then Applegate fouled by Brayshawn White. That's his third. And Brayshawn came really close to getting teed up.
Mishawaka just 2.
So Noah Applegate, an 85% free throw shooter, will go to the foul line. He's committed to Hillsdale next year.
I'd say Mishawaka's just 2 out of 10 in the second quarter from the field.
Whereas Lutz was doing all the free throw shooting in the first quarter for the Kingsmen. Penn has had a good night at the line. Applegate with a good stroke there. Hits them both. He now has 4 points and the lead up to 21. Penn just so active in defense. Al Rhodes talked about that before the game. Jablonski really had to work to get that shot in.
Thought that was a good no call. There was some contact.
And a delay of game was called against Mishawaka. Al Rhodes checking his play card. Let's take a look at Ron Heklinski in front of the Mishawaka bench. Gerda trying to get open underneath, couldn't. So Hickey comes in, airballs the 15-footer, but Applegate puts in the loose change. Noah now with 6.
There's a big offensive rebound for Penn.
Williams for 3. That's off the mark. Ludwig the rebound, and Mishawaka has lost all patience here in the quarter as well. What a play by Applegate! And they call a technical foul on Applegate for chirping. And the referee getting right in the face of Al Rhodes as he explains the call. I mean, Applegate puts it up there, shouts as he goes down the floor, and they tee him up for that. So Sam Shively will go to the foul line.
Really great teaching moment for Al Rhodes as he called his big man over and he said, look, that didn't fly tonight, and it certainly won't fly down the road. You get in a tournament, you just can't do that. Now, Al's talking to the official. He says, I get it. And I'm glad you called it. Well, maybe that's not exactly what he's saying.
And Shively misses both technical free throws. Let's put it this way. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Applegate will come out. He has 2 fouls now because the technical counts against your foul count. 42-19 Penn. Williams, the freshman, with a little teardrop jumper that finds the mark. He had 11 against Goshen this year. That's his first bucket of the night tonight. Let's see if Penn plays for the last shot.
You're talking about a team that's averaging close to 80 points a game, Chuck, and here they are at 42 at halftime.
Hickey handles the ball up top. Now Lutz with 10 seconds. Jablonski tries to guard him. Lutz ball handling down the lane. Dona the tip, it won't go. And the first half comes to an end. The first half absolutely dominated by the Penn Kingsmen. They go to the locker room with the lead. Bohunt's got Ron Heklinski.
Coach, first half, not a lot went right there, but Brayshawn, what a bright spot on the inside. But of course, he's got 3 fouls as well. Just your thought on that first half.
Yeah, no, you got to rebound. If you're playing a great team, you can't give him more than 1 shot. And I mean, how many times we give more than 1 shot? You can't do that. So we got to figure out a way to go after the ball as a team and get some defensive rebounds.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
All right, Bo, stick around, everybody. 2 outstanding student athletes representing their schools will be featured in our SuperSavingSocial.com halftime report. When Penn wasn't hitting threes, and they hit a few of them in the first half, they were getting really close to the rim. Really close. 42-21 Kingsmen at the break on 46.
We welcome you back to the Cave here at Mishawaka High School, where we have a chance to meet our student athletes of the week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. Well, a couple of fine representatives of the respective schools are with us. Grant Jablonski from Mishawaka High School and Noah Applegate from Penn High School. And Noah, congratulations. Among other honors, you are one of the few people I've interviewed that's taller than I am. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, congratulations on what you're doing academically and athletically. You're getting it done both places. That's a lot of good work.
Thank you, sir.
Talk about what it takes to get it done. I mean, obviously basketball at Penn High School is not a 4-month sport anymore. You're playing all summer. You're working on your game, and yet you're getting it done in the classroom.
Yeah, it's just a lot about knowing your schedule. My parents have enlisted in me since a young age the value of academics, and so I've just always worked it into my schedule. It's always been a top priority in my house.
It's always a priority with Coach Al Rhodes, too. He's especially when it comes to your math classes, he wants to know what you're up to. But you want to go to Hillsdale College, play basketball there. How did you decide on Hillsdale?
Great campus, great fit for me. I really love the coaches, great academics, and everything really just fell into place.
That's great news. Talk about the people who helped you be successful.
My parents, for sure. Coach Rose, he's a Hall of Fame coach, so I can't take for granted at all all the basketball wisdom he's given me. My teammates for putting me in the right position, all my teachers for teaching me what I know, and all my friends for just supporting me.
He's got a special season going. Wish you the best of luck and congratulations on all your hard work in the classroom.
All right, thank you, Mr. Nagel.
All right, thank you. Noah Applegate from Penn High School, and Grant Jablonski is with us from Mishawaka High School. We talked about Grant quite a bit this year in the football season, and you're also involved in basketball, obviously, and a lot of things here at Mishawaka. Busy guy, and again, you're spend a lot of time in the weight room. You spend a lot of time in athletics, but you're getting it done in the classroom. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
When you and there's times when somebody wants to go out and get a pizza. There's times when you want to do other things, but you gotta lay down the law to yourself and what's important to you. How do you handle that?
You just gotta keep your priorities in check. You gotta get what's important done first before you're allowed to go out and have fun.
When you think about what you want to study academically, you're talking about wanting to go to Purdue, not necessarily to play athletics, but what are you planning for study?
My plans are to study cybersecurity.
What do you mean by that? No, I can't ask you that. It's a secret. No, I'll tell you what, when you talk about a field that's going to expand in years to come, that's a good choice, and Purdue has a great program for that.
Sure do. Yeah, I'm very excited to go there.
Anybody that went to Purdue in your family or friends that you want to hang up with?
I'm dorming with Eric Varga, who played on the football team, and my sister will be a junior there next year.
Great. Talk about the people in your family and people that have had your back and supported you in your success.
First are my parents. They've always kept me in check. There's always been a meal on the table when I got home. Second, coaches and teammates have always been there for me, and friends who also keep priorities in check.
Well, congratulations on all your success. Best of luck with the Boilermaker.
Thank you very much.
All right, Grant Jablonski from Mishawaka High School and Noah Applegate from Penn High School, our Student Athletes of the Week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We're back with a check on halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. You're watching the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. Halftime inside the cave in Mishawaka. The Mishawaka band putting on a pretty good show after the Penn Kingsmen put on a good show in the first half. 42-21. Penn up by 3 touchdowns. That seems appropriate to say when these two get together. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel courtside. And our first look at the Kingsmen this year, they're an impressive bunch.
They really are. And Chuck, even though it was a 2-point game after first quarter, you knew Penn was trying to run the thing, trying to feel out that Mishawaka defense. Mishawaka had a couple of young guys that stepped up. They changed the starting lineup, got some good play out of C.J. Fisher in that first quarter, but they just don't have the matchups, and Penn was able to really control the boards. They only had 2 turnovers in the first half. They get a good look every time down the floor. It's really a well-oiled machine, and they're playing a team that wants to. They just can't find a shot. They're 1 out of 8 from 3-point range.
Let's show you how it got to be this way inside the cave tonight. As Bob mentioned, Mishawaka got some fine play in the first quarter. Sean White was the star offensively. Couple of buckets. He had 10 points in the first half. But Penn had answers, and one of them tonight is Bo Ludwig. He was lighting it up outside the arc. That still didn't satisfy Al Rhodes. He wanted something more, something he wasn't getting, and he would get it in the second quarter because Penn started sniping. Ludwig for 3, then Carter Hickey would hit a 3 on the other side. Penn had 4 3-pointers in the first half. They had 10 points from Drew Lutz, 14 from Bo Ludwig, and then Noah Applegate with the flush. He had 8. And the Kingsmen making great plays all around, lead this one by 21. The first half numbers not pretty for the Cavemen, very good for the Kingsmen.
They really are. You know, Mishawaka shoots 41% from the field, but really not bad shooting percentage except that 3-point shooting. 1 out of 8. Penn was 4 out of 6. Free throws, Penn 8 out of 9. Mishawaka got this twice, missed them both. Rebounds favoring Penn 2-1, and the turnovers, that's very impressive. A high school basketball team with just 2 turnovers in the first 16 minutes of the game. Very impressed with Penn and how they handle the basketball.
So Al Rhodes, though, I'm sure has a message for his team coming out for the second half. Bo Hunt will talk to him. We'll hear about what the Kingsman coach has to say. This has been the SuperSavingSocial.com halftime report. Penn by 21 on 46. Grand ends this edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week, being brought to you by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, IFT, where quality is a way of life. Back inside the cave. Big game in the Northern Indiana Conference tonight because Penn and Riley tied for first in the league. Penn comfortably in command. So, Bo Hunt, what does Al Rhodes tell his team here at the intermission?
We got a chance to talk to Al, and he talked about tempo. He said we did a great job in the first half, but we have to continue that in the second half. Yeah, we got some good play out of Ludwig and some other guys as well, but we really got to keep that tempo up. It's in our favor if we do that. And he said, of course, we got to rebound a little bit better as well. Guys?
Never satisfied when you're a coach. That's how you got to the Hall of Fame.
And that's why you keep getting better. You got a great team. You got to play to those expectations. You got to act like it. Again, I don't think Coach Ron Heklinski can do a better job of motivating his players to play hard. It's just a matter of who's got more basketball players. And Penn has a very talented group.
Third quarter brought to us by our friends at Culver's of Mishawaka. Sam Shively nearly threw it away. Ball popcorns around, and Snyder tried to get it down low to White. Knocked away by Penn.
Good hustle by both teams.
You can just see the, I don't want to say panic, but certainly anxiety from Mishawaka with that Penn defense. And Ludwig goes the distance for two. He has 16 tonight. Bo Ludwig loves to crank up the headphones before every game. He must put something good on tonight.
Whatever it is, he needs to put it on again.
Exactly.
He is 7 out of 9 from the field tonight.
Meanwhile, C.J. Fisher misfires but gets his own rebound and squeezes it in between Applegate and Hoskins. Fisher with his first basket of the night. Leading tackler on the football team. In fact, he had 17 stops in their overtime win over Penn this year. Lutz around an Applegate screen, then finds Ludwig for three off the side of the backboard. Ball loose, and look at the hustle by Fisher. Jablonski goes in hard and draws the foul on Hickey. So Grant Jablonski will take free throw, sponsored by R&B Car Company, as you get another look in the 46 Sports replay.
Carter Hickey with his first foul. Folks, if you're interested in improving all areas of your fitness program or sport, join the Strength and Conditioning Center in Mishawaka. That's Beacon Sports Performance. They offer youth, high school, and adult performance training. Visit their website at beaconhealthandfitness.org. Do it today.
Jablonski, 69% free throw shooter on the year. 8 points so far tonight. Had 21 in their victory over Jimtown. Three-sport athlete, knocks them both down. And here come the Kingsmen up by 19.
If the Cavemen could cut that down to 10 at the end of the quarter, they'd have an opportunity, but Mr. Lutz says, I don't think so.
It's sponsored by Bubb Funeral Chapel. Lutz now with 13 points tonight. His second three-pointer of the evening. Ball down low to Brayshawn White. He couldn't get it the first or the second time, but he's fouled from behind by Keegan Hoskins, his third. Derek Dirtle will be checking back in as White gets ready to go to the foul line. Free throw sponsored by R&B Car Company. Brayshawn White, only a 33% free throw shooter of the year.
Have a little coming out party here on TV 46 tonight.
Misses the first, and here comes Dirtle into the lineup for Hoskins.
Dirtle gives them nice help on that front line, and one of the things at Penn, if they have a weakness, Chuck, is that they are not real deep. And Al talked about that. He talked about how important it is for his guys to be aware. Spend a foul, do it carefully.
White steps over the foul line on the free throw, so that one doesn't count. And it remains 47-25, Penn in possession of the basketball. Well, Michigan City was a team that was able to exploit that against the Kingsmen earlier this year, was able to wear them down in the Penn gym. Penn does have an impressive win over Valparaiso this year. That's probably their top win so far this season. Kingsmen have doubleheader action this weekend. They play here in the Cave tonight, and then they are at Goshen tomorrow night to take on the Red Hawks. White called for going over the back. That's the 4th on the senior.
Folks, while you're cheering on your favorite teams in the stands, know that Thor Industries is your biggest fan. As the largest RV manufacturer in the world and with 16 Thor companies in Northern Indiana, we've got a spot for you in our starting lineup. Visit ThorIndustries.com to get started today.
Alex Boggs checks in, and a turnover forced by Snyder as the ball out of bounds off Ludwig. And Mishawaka gets it back.
I love that after the turnover, the two Penn players talking to each other. How'd that happen? What do we got to do to avoid it?
Shively and Snyder playing catch way outside. Fisher down low to Boggs. He's stuck by Durda. And the ball out of bounds to Mishawaka.
Mr. Durda doing a nice job out there.
Boggs on the inbound this time, misses with the left. Offensive rebound, draws the foul on Durda. And that's the first on Derek. So more free throws sponsored by R&B Car Company. This time it's Alex Boggs, a 50% free throw shooter, going to the line.
Mishawaka looking for their first free throw made of the game.
Ding, 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 ding. Boggs averages 4.5 points per game. He had a career high 16 in the triumph over Jimtown, but Ron Heklinski just says he needs to play hard consistently. He has given them pretty good effort when he's been in there tonight. He has a couple of points. Still a 20-point Penn lead.
Mishawaka's got 3 players that average about 4 points a game. And they don't need them to be great. They don't need them to turn it around and score 20 a game. They just need them to get in a situation where they go from 4 to 6 or 7, sometimes 8, really help the ball club.
Fisher called for a push-off foul. So CJ picks up his first.
Hard to believe he's such a nice kid. He wouldn't do that, would he?
Lob pass intended for Applegate. He gets it back outside, and Lutz steps into a 3. It's sponsored by Bub Funeral Chapel. Brewer with 16 tonight. And a timeout called by Ron Heklinski, who is all over the officials as to why there wasn't some sort of foul called against Penn in that last possession. So 5:14 to go, third quarter. Lutz and the Kingsmen up by 23 on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years. In fact, Bob, we posted earlier this week on Facebook some clips from that very first game that you did with a former Mishawaka coach, Marv Wood, back on January 5th, 1990. Your hair was a bit darker back then.
It was a bit darker, and you know, one of the things I committed, one of the big sins you can commit as a broadcaster, I let him take the microphone away from me.
Well, it was fair. He had to interview Jimmy Welsh, the Penn coach at the time. Penn beat Memorial that night. Jim Welsh over John Wysong.
That was a great game to start with Damon Bethea playing for Elkhart Memorial. That was in the old gymnasium at Penn, which is now their auxiliary gym.
And that ball thrown away by Sam Shively. And Ron Heklinski will take a walk down the bench and find somebody put in, as that play was not executed.
1990, Chuck. The shorts were a little shorter.
Oh, a lot shorter. Here's Applegate just getting hammered by Boggs.
He only had 2 officials.
So Noah Applegate goes to the line. Free throw sponsored by R&B Car Company. And he has 9 points tonight, so he closes in on the Penn scoring record held by Keith Berkey. Set it all the way back in 1964. He's got 1,433 career points. Applegate right now has 1,419. And Mishawaka will bring in Nick Hoopengarner for his first action of the night, 6'3" junior.
I'm told that Nick's family is just getting back from the Bahamas or someplace a little bit warmer than here. And they said, can you imagine getting out of the car to come to this game tonight?
Well, you experienced it. You were down in Knoxville last night. Here's the ball knocked away, and Applegate tried to go in strong, and he's fouled from behind by Fisher.
Al Rhodes looking for a breakaway or intentional foul. He said he grabbed him.
Well, he did.
Yes, he did. Folks, we'd like to thank Culver's of Mishawaka for feeding our production crew tonight. Make sure you stop by Culver's of Mishawaka for their fabulous made-to-order burgers, and for a limited time, they have sweet potato fries. Culver's of Mishawaka is a proud supporter of high school sports who wishes the Mishawaka team good luck in tonight's game. Culver's, welcome to Delicious.
So Applegate now with 12 as he drains both free throws, sponsored by R&B Car Company. Penn doubling Mishawaka at 54-27. Hoopengarner in the lane, fouled by Durda. And Al Rhodes is apoplectic on the Penn bench. He says, just guard him. And Al wants a timeout. Ooh, this is not going to be a fun timeout to be in the Kingsman huddle. 4:29 to go in the third. We'll keep it right here.
Hey, you know, coming up this summer, it'll be warmer. I just thought I'd throw that in.
Thank you.
The 2019 Pulse FM Downtown Summer Series just a few months away. Now on Wednesday, February 13th at 10 a.m. through Thursday, February 14th, the Morris box office will be open for you to purchase your special Valentine tickets, the hottest tickets in Christian music. Pulse FM's Downtown Summer Series tickets will be available for a limited time only. Visit their website, morriscenter.org. And boy, that'll be a great time. And our buddy Corey Mann's got a wonderful lineup set for this summer. It should be a lot of fun. My friend Amy Grant's coming back to town.
Well, you saw that Penn huddle with Al Rhodes. Between he and Ron Heklinski, 995 career wins coming into this one, and 1,499 career games on the bench. So each of them pick up credit for a game, so they go over the 1,500 mark tonight for their career.
It's a good start. Bo Ludwig got called for a kind of a ticky-tack foul, but
well, that's happened a couple of times tonight. Second foul on Ludwig. Midway through the third, Mishawaka trying to find some ways to generate offense. Penn has done a good job shadowing Jablonski tonight, forcing him outside. White has been the lead scorer for Mishawaka, but he's on the bench with 4 fouls. Parker tries to drive the baseline, and Devon gets the layup. So Devon Parker now with 4 points. Promising sophomore. And here come the Kingsmen the other way with Lutz. And he goes inside, gets bumped by Jablonski. You know, before the game, I was talking with Ron Heklinski about the fact that he and Al Rhodes have been around for so long, and here's what Ron had to say on the subject.
I'm not really sure about that. I think Al's got me by 3 years. And this is just something that him and I have always done when we were kids. When we were young, we played against each other on the playgrounds. We played against each other in college. He went to Tri-State, I went to Manchester. We just love doing this. And, you know, I think they're going to have to maybe drag us both off of the court. I have a ton of respect for Al. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a wonderful person, and he does a great job coaching.
They reminisced about those days on the playground before the game. Al talking about a basketball court down on Ireland Road where they would have 55 guys lined up. He said you either won or you didn't get back in the game for a long time. Jablonski with a 3, sponsored by Bub Funeral Chapel. Grant now in double figures with 12. Applegate will launch the 3. That one rims out. The rebound to Fisher. Here come the Cavemen on the run. Shively pull-up jumper. That's short. Applegate the rebound, and he's mugged by Mishawaka. It'll be Fisher on the foul, his 3rd.
Applegate has license to shoot that three-pointer.
He has a nice three-point touch.
Yes, he does. And one of the things about a guy that's 6'6" in high school, chances are when you get to college, you're playing a small forward, maybe, you know, sometimes even the 2 position. So you got to be able to shoot that 3.
Inside to the big fellow with the left hand. He goes in, kicks it out. Lutz behind the back to Ludwig. Short on the shot. Too bad, because you could hang a star on that pass.
So it happens when you play together for 3 years in the varsity. You know where you're going to be. You know where your teammate's going to be.
Jablonski for 3 again. Not that time, and the rebound to Lutz.
Good looking shot.
Down the floor, Ludwig to Applegate for 2. Big fella's starting to warm up. He's got 14. 10 short of tying the Penn career scoring record. Lutz has him on the wing again, but he'll take it all the way and draw the contact from Parker.
Folks, Imagineering Finishing Technologies continues to be the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. The team at IFT is proud of their efforts, setting the standard for research and development. IFT and the teams in this game working toward the same goal. That's a great finish. IFT, quality is a way of life.
Applegate with a great finish on the slam. Lutz at the line. Free throw sponsored by R&B Car Company. Drew with 17 tonight as White and Williams check back in for the Cleveland. And Penn will put a new body into the ball game as Caleb Applegate, the 6-foot younger sophomore brother of Noah, checks in. He wears number 31. Lutz hits both free throws, nothing new there. 18 for Drew. And Penn healthily in command of this one. Mishawaka will have to try to bounce back tomorrow night when it takes on Plymouth. Applegate rejects another shot. And then they've got a big event coming up February 16th with the Mishawaka Organ Donation Classic. It was a game that was supposed to be played on January 19th and was snowed out. Here's Lutz going the distance for 2. I think Drew wanted to try to dunk that one and then thought better of it. He has 20.
We get 2 for a layup or 2 for a dunk. What's the difference?
Jablonski tried for 3, couldn't hit it. Hoskins the rebound for Penn.
One and done again.
Hickey for 3. That one gets caught up onto the top of the backboard, and Mishawaka will get the ball back. But anyway, the Mishawaka Organ Donation Classic, February 16th. It'll be South Bend Adams taking on Cecina. And then Mishawaka will play Lakeland in a nice little doubleheader to raise money for organ donation, because Ron Heklinski alive because he is a liver transplant recipient, as travel is called on Mishawaka.
Well, Mr. Parker was trying to explain to the official how that call was wrong. Mr. Parker, he's got a striped shirt on, you don't. Head back down the floor.
It's basically the message that was delivered. Applegate's play catch outside. And now Lutz with 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Down low to Lutz. He fires it to Caleb Applegate, who couldn't hang on, so they'll reset.
What if the shot clock goes off? Oh, there isn't one. No, so go ahead and be patient.
Although the way Penn goes up and down the floor, you'd never know there's not a shot clock. 63 points through 3 quarters so far, and they may not be done yet. Lutz trying to set up the final shot of the quarter, a foul line jumper that's pure. Drew with 22, and Penn will take a 65-32 lead to the 4th of this one inside the cave. Can't fault the effort of either team tonight. There have been hustle plays all over the floor in this one. You would expect that in a Penn-Mishawaka rivalry. But Penn flexing its muscle tonight. The Kingsmen on top by 33. This edition of the TV46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Thor Industries, the world's largest RV manufacturer. We go down to Bo Hunna for a 46 sideline report brought to us by Bill's Heating. And Bo, we've seen just about everybody in the area now. This is our first look at Penn. How impressed with them are you?
Probably just as much as you guys. They definitely get up and down the floor. What I really like about them is their defense and their ability to play that zone defense with their length and really pressure. Mishawaka's not able to get into any type of offensive flow because of the pressure that they're putting on them, and I think that's the most impressive thing, but yet offensively, man, they can get up and down the floor with the best of them.
Hoskins missed the layup, and the ball saved by Lutz to Caleb Applegate, who travels. Let's keep Bo's mic open for a minute. I want to ask you this question, then I'll ask Bob the same question. Penn plays Riley Thursday night. Who are you taking?
Boy, that's going to be a great matchup. Riley, we saw them early in the season. I don't think they've even got to where their full potential is. And, you know, I think that's going to be a track meet as well. And I'm going to come back to that defense. Whoever can play defense better in that game is going to win it.
Bob?
I totally agree, and I think one of the things that Bo pointed out is a very good point. Penn plays a really good zone defense, and they make you be patient. A lot of high school teams, it's a tough quality to have, to be that patient. Well, you know, Syracuse plays zone all the time, and one of the reasons they win so often with that zone is people just get tired of having to go through about 9 passes to get that quality shot. Penn's not afraid to make them work that hard, and then when they get on the other end, they get a quality shot.
Here's Jablonski's topside triple off the mark. Applegate with a huge satchel full of rebounds tonight, and then Shively was trying to make the open field tackle.
I just love the effort to get out of these Mishawaka kids. And again, I look at C.J. Schaefer getting ready to check in. Terrific football player, wonderful kid. And you just love the effort they're giving Ron Heklinski. It just, again, these guys weren't out there all fall shooting baskets. They weren't in summer league shooting baskets. They're athletes at Mishawaka. They're doing everything they can to hold up the caveman banner, and you got to be proud of that effort.
30-second timeout taken by Ron Heklinski. He wants to make sure that this doesn't dissolve into a football game on wood. Penn up by 33. A reminder, my broadcast partner heads down to Chapel Hill, North Carolina on Sunday afternoon for more Notre Dame women's basketball. The Irish getting a triple-double last night from Jackie Young to beat Tennessee. Now they'll take on the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Bob has the call in the home of the Irish, Pulse FM 96.9 and 92.1 this Sunday at 2 p.m.
You talk about the coaches tonight with the wins and the games they've coached. Muffet McGraw, Sylvia Hatchell. Over 1,900 wins between the two, both of them members of the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Applegate misses the free throw, sponsored by R&B Car Company. Fourth quarter brought to us by Culver's of Mishawaka. And I bet you we'll see a number of Penn bodies come into the game here in the fourth quarter, as Al Rhodes might want to try to keep his team a little bit fresh for the road trip to Goshen tomorrow night, although Applegate still looks fresh, stealing the pass and then drawing the foul from Jablonski.
Almost got it back. Folks, you ready for a night of bowling for up to 6 friends with an incredible deal from SuperSavingsSocial.com and Chippewa Bowl? Then this $34.99 value for just $17.50 is for you. The deal consists of 2 hours of unlimited bowling, a large one-topping delicious hot pizza, and a picture of your favorite pop, all for only $17.50. Get pizza, pop, and pins from Chippewa Bowl and SuperSavingsSocial.com.
Noah Applegate with 15 points tonight. He averages 19 and a half. Free throw sponsored by R&B Car Company. Applegate will come out, and we'll see if he comes back at all tonight or tries to get the scoring record tomorrow night in Goshen.
Scoring records will come eventually.
I'm not sure it's a concern of his. It's certainly not of Al Rhodes. Raheem Brayton handles the ball up top for Mishawaka. Where's number 1? C.J. Fisher outside. Caleb Williams, the freshman, goes in strong and draws contact, and he'll go to the line for free throws sponsored by R&B Car Company.
Ron Heklinski has some players, and you see flashes of it, but no question about they're playing a very, very good team. And getting ready to check in for Mishawaka, Chuck, is the head coach of Elkhart Memorial, Kyle Sears.
Sears, obviously a fan favorite, as the students go wild as he comes in. 5'7" senior, 3-sport athlete here at Mishawaka. Williams misses both free throws, and Richard Brooks had the rebound for a moment, but Fisher knocked it away. Brayton and Sears up top in the backcourt now. Williams for 3. It's short, but Brayshawn White with the rebound bucket. And White now with 12. That might be a career high for him.
Done a nice job in there.
Hickey, meanwhile, gives it off to Derek Durda. Pull-up jumper is good. He's got a career high with 9 tonight. For the 6'2 junior, he had scored 7 on 4 different occasions. Finally breaks that barrier. Williams takes it down the right side but can't hit. White kept it alive for the rebound. Brayton for 3. Raheem Brayton buries the 3, and Ron Heklinski will take a timeout. We will too. 5:22 to go. 69-37 Penn on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week brought to you in part by Teachers Credit Union. Grow your future. Visit tcunet.com.
We're back with you from the Cave of Mishawaka, reminding you that caring and experienced professionals at Bub Funeral Chapel offer a range of personalized services. They have the ability to meet your every need all under one roof. And for more information, you can give them a call at 574-255-3126 or visit them at bubfuneralchapel.com. Bub Funeral Chapel is here for you and your family and a proud supporter of Penn and Mishawaka High Schools. Bub Funeral Homes, one of Mishawaka's great traditions.
Well, we've talked about this Penn offense. It is the 4th best offense in the state of Indiana. All of the top 5 are from the northern region. Couts, the Mustangs, a 1A team. Leading the way, Logansport, Will Penny is a terrific player there. Fort Wayne Blackhawk loaded with 1A talent. And then the Kingsmen sit there at 75.5 points a game. Somewhere Dean Foster up in heaven looks down and says that's a 2-game total, isn't it? There's Carter Hickey hitting the 3, sponsored by Bub Funeral Chapel. Carter with 6 points tonight. He is a 46% three-point shooter on the year.
And again, a young man that knows his role. His job is to distribute the ball, play defense, and later in the game, he's got a chance to score, and he does. But when you've got players like Lutz and Applegate, give it to the guys who rack them up.
Brayton handles the ball up top for Mishawaka. Now Kyle Sears. Crowd wanted him to shoot. Instead, Williams a head and shoulder fake. But the rainbow jumper off the mark. Here comes Carter Hickey with the left-hand dribble. Hickey will square up. He's short on that one. Here comes Mishawaka the other way. Ahead to Sears. Blocked from behind. The foul called on Hickey. So Kyle Sears gets to go to the foul line for the first time this season. You should get another look on the 46 Sports replay. Sears, Mental Attitude Award winner for the tennis team, also a golfer here at Mishawaka. Misses the first. Substitutions, Devon Parker back in for Mishawaka. Jahan Horton and Gavin Ruth will come into the game for Penn.
Starters for Penn. Hoskins just went out. Got a nice pat on the back from head coach Al Rhodes.
Oh, Sears trying desperately to get on the scoreboard but couldn't. Free throw shooting has been good for Mishawaka throughout the year, but not tonight.
Hoping Sears gets a chance to score. The crowd really wanted to explode on that.
Meanwhile, for Penn, good ball movement. Ruth looking for some help outside. Brooks for 3. That's off the mark. Here comes Williams the other way from Mishawaka, and he's fouled by Jahan Horton. Battle of freshmen right there, and perhaps the future of both of these programs out on the floor right now. Penn with 3 freshmen who dress sometimes for the varsity roster.
Nick Hoopengarner getting ready to check in for the Mishawaka Cavemen. 6'3" junior.
So Williams hits the first one, and the second. Caleb now with 4 tonight. That's right what he averages for the year. 72-39, final 4 minutes of this one. Penn working the ball around. Richard Brooks, now Ruth, and Horton. And a whistle and a 3-second violation called on Penn.
There's some interesting conversations with the officials and the coaches tonight.
Parker airballs one at the other end, tipped up and in by Hoopengarner. So Nick with his first bucket of the night. Member of the Mishawaka baseball team that made the regionals last year. Oh, here's a steal by Devon Parker, and he'll lay it in for 2. He has 6. 3 minutes to go.
As a head coach in this situation, you want the young guys to get some time, but you also want them to respect what we do and how we run plays. And Al Rhodes calls a timeout. I think just to tell them exactly that. You're not in there to eat up time. You're in there to run Penn basketball. And they're going to call timeout and talk about it.
2:50 to go in this one. A reminder that we've got more Big Ten basketball coming in your way on Sunday afternoon on 103.1 FM. The Purdue Boilermakers, who are red hot, take on the #1 team in the Big Ten, the Michigan State Spartans. Mackey Arena will be rocking for this one. Larry Clisby has the call on the Boilermaker Radio Network. Tip-off at 1 p.m. between Tom Izzo and Matt Painter. Pretty good duel there in West Lafayette.
Boy, and that conference is really tough going around. Every week it seems like somebody else is in first place. Michigan got off to such a great start. Iowa was ranked. They got handled this week. I mean, every night you got to show up and play good basketball. And you saw what Purdue did to IU. IU still hoping they've got some tournament opportunity, but somebody put out a poll today asking if you thought that they did.
And I don't think they're worthy, and they got manhandled by Michigan tonight. In fact, Archie Miller referring to the performance as embarrassing on their home floor. That's a program that's got some trouble right now.
You call the performance embarrassing? Who's the head coach of that operation?
Oh. And he took full responsibility. 72-43, Penn on top of Mishawaka. Let's see what Al Rhodes designed here during the timeout.
Here's our offense. Here's how we run it.
Inside to Durda. He's in double figures now with 11. Good passing that time by the Kingsmen. So Penn with 4 players in double figures tonight, and that gives you a good idea about the kind of balance that they have on this team as well. Kyle Sears, crowd wants him to launch, but Kyle being a team player here. Williams, now Hoopengarner for 3. That's short, but he gets his own rebound. Baseline jumper, bucket in the bump. So Nick Hoopengarner, the 6'3" junior, will take free throw sponsored by R&B Car Company. 61% foul shooter. He had 9 in their game against Bremen.
You know, one of the reasons that he had trouble getting on some of the teams as a youngster is it costs about $84 to put his name embroidered on the back of a jersey. Just kidding, Nick.
Evan Groves checks into the lineup now for Penn.
Hoopengarner made the free throw. Chuck Mishawaka could top 50 points maybe in the ball game. That's not a bad effort against a team that plays this good a defense.
Casey Schultz trying to save that one from going out of bounds, but it was knocked out of bounds by Williams.
Big trip over to Northridge next week. Girls sectional action. Boy, I tell you what, it goes by in a hurry, doesn't it?
Well, and when you talk about girls basketball, you do have to talk about Penn. Christy Kineski-Ulrich's team completing the first perfect regular season in school history. They went 21-0. Beat Mishawaka last night. And Penn will be heavily favored in the sectional played on this court next week. Here's Williams behind the back to the layup. That was pretty.
Turnover led to the bucket.
Nice move by the 6'1" freshman. Meanwhile, Penn moving the ball around. Evan Groves over to Richard Brooks. Brooks down the baseline, drew the contact from Boggs, and he'll go to the line to shoot free throws. Sponsored by R&B Car Company. Richard, a 6'2" freshman. Dare I say it, Bob? He's 8 for 8 from the line this year.
Did you say that? Not,
That wasn't me. That was the PA announcer still talking while he was going up for the free throw.
Holy cow. Staff meeting coming up Monday. Clock wasn't ready, talking while they're shooting.
75-48 Penn, final minute 10 of this one. Al Rhodes' team will go to 12-2 on the year. They play Goshen Saturday night. Mishawaka drops to 7-6. Ryan Bales brings Plymouth in. Reaching around foul that time by Evan Groves, and the Cavemen will go to the line.
You know, Chuck, one of the things you become aware of, we're located in a kind of a different area tonight here at Mishawaka, near the staff that does the official book. They run the scoreboard. They do the PA announcing. They do everything. And every school has people that volunteer. They come in and they help out. They do a great job, and we should salute them, certainly, not just tonight, but all around the area when we go to a game. So many people, custodians, the people that help us set up our truck, all the people that work security. What a wonderful effort, great team effort to get this all done at each and every high school.
Alex Boggs, 1 out of 2 on the free throw, sponsored by R&B Car Company, as we go under a minute to go in this one. Penn has now set the stage for an NIC showdown with Riley next Thursday night at the Palace. And as Bo mentioned, that ought to be a track meet. Ball goes out of bounds off Jawan Horton and into the hands of Al Rhodes. Did a fair share of handling the basketball, playing for Jim Miller back in the day. Then took over for Jim at the Warsaw program, where Al went on to win 405 games in his tenure with the Tigers. Pull-up jumper by Parker finds a home. He got shoved down, no call. And now a double dribble called on Horton.
See if they can run a play for Kyle Sears here. 5'7" senior.
75-51 Penn, and just 15.5 seconds left for making this one final. There is Sears. Come on, Kyle. Instead, Williams will take it inside, missed the short shot. The rebound to Evan Groves, and this one belongs to the Kingsmen. The final score at the historic Cave in Mishawaka tonight. Penn, ranked number 11, Class 4A, beats Mishawaka 75-51. Don't go anywhere. Coming up on our postgame show, our IU South Bend fulfilling the promise player of the game and our electrifying play of the game. All next on the 46 game of the week.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV 46 High School Game of the Week. Brought to you by
an impressive NIC win for the Penn Kingsmen tonight as they prevail over Mishawaka by a count of 75-51. Welcome everybody to our post-game coverage here on TV 46. Chuck Freeby and Bob Nagel courtside. Pretty much what we expected tonight. You think that a Penn-Mishawaka game will be close, and it was for a quarter, and then, quite frankly, the better team took over.
Better team won tonight, which is supposed to happen. Mishawaka, you can't question their effort, their intensity, their love for competition. It's a great group of seniors here at Mishawaka. They're going to miss these guys in years to come in a lot of different sports. But I love the enthusiasm of the crowd. The Mishawaka band provided a good atmosphere. We had a fun time here tonight. I'll tell you what, when you get a chance to see Penn, you're going to be impressed. They scored 75, could have been 90 again tonight.
A lot of candidates for our IU South Bend fulfilling the promise player of the game, but somebody wanted to have the Bo and Bo show, and so we go to that. Here's Bo Hunt.
Standing by with our player of the game, Bo Ludwig. Bo, first off tonight, congratulations on what a great victory tonight. 19 points. Just talk about this victory.
Thank you. We knew coming in, Mishawaka is always a tough battle. They've got good fan support, but, you know, going to the locker room, we knew that we had to come out strong, play well, and play together.
Talk about some of your teammates as well. Drew, Noah, just the contribution that everybody makes on this squad.
Yeah, Drew and Noah are great players. They draw a lot of attention. We're always trying to find as a team. We're always trying to find each other and work together. That's how we win our games, just working as a unit and making sure everyone's getting their touches.
Talking about working together, that zone you guys play, it's the best that we've seen all year. Just talk about how you guys really that inflicts your offense as well. So when you're really getting in that defensive zone, it helps your offense as well.
Yeah, all week we've been working on our defense, trying to get ready for today. We play hard, we get out and run. That's our best thing, get out and run.
I know you got another game before Riley, but just talk about what that Riley conference, you know, going over there and what that track meet's gonna be like.
Yeah, Riley, big game. They're undefeated in the conference like us. We're gonna get well prepared. We have about a full week to get ready, but it's gonna be a lot of defense, but we'll get ready.
Congratulations on being our player of the game.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
And Bob, while Bo Ludwig was making it rain from 3, Noah Applegate had to wait a long time for his first basket of the game tonight, but it was electrifying. Our electrical workers, local 153 electrifying play of the game.
You go for a high percentage shot, I guess, when you've been struggling a little bit, makes a nice move, gets around the defense here, goes strong to the hoop, and slams it home. And I tell you what, he was very impressed. You know what was impressive for Penn, too, was Durda off the bench, which Al Rhodes was looking for, some help off the bench. And Brayshawn White did a nice job for Mishawaka, got inserted in that starting lineup and had himself a good ball game. So we saw people step up. We saw people have really good moments tonight. Like you just said, the better team won tonight, and Penn's going to be a really tough challenge for Riley.
And don't forget, Drew Lutz, terrific point guard for Penn. And right there, to me, that's worth the price of admission next Thursday. Drew Lutz and Jalen Jennings. And
how about it?
That'll be fun over at the Palace next Thursday night. And it'll be fun to see some girls tournament action over in Middlebury next week as we take a look at Concord. Cassie Cepeda's team having a terrific year. Got a win over Prairie Heights tonight. They'll take on the winner of Northridge Plymouth. But here at the Cave tonight, this one was all Penn, 75-51. Our thanks to our 46 crew who had to brave the elements outside to bring things inside and get them set up for you. Champagne Tony Beltran, David Persinski filling in on our audio. Our compassionate thoughts to our colleague Tom Ward, whose brother passed away. We want to give our support to Tommy in case he's looking in tonight, and the rest of our 46 crew. A reminder, coming up on Sunday on 103.1, it's Michigan State and Purdue at 1 o'clock. On 92.1 and 96.9, Notre Dame women take on North Carolina at 2 o'clock. Then, as we mentioned, next Friday night, high school girls tournament action, Concord against either Northridge or Plymouth in the sectional semifinals. Now for my Hall of Fame partners, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final. Penn prevails over Mishawaka, 75-51. So long from the Princess City.